Hey Crazy Crafters, welcome to Technique of the Week with Krazy Kreations.
Yes, so Technique of the Week is on every Wednesday, and we feature ways to use our Krazy Kreation products in different ways.
If this is the first time you're watching, I'm Jackie.
And I'm Kara, and we are a mother-daughter team here at Krazy Kreations.
We specialize in outline stickers, card kits, and handmade microfine glitter paper. And usually on Technique of the Week Wednesdays, we offer an exclusive kit if you'd like to try the technique with us.
Yes, so you'll want to pay attention today because Jackie has come up with something quite spectacular, and I'm just the fun assistant today, but I absolutely love her project, and you're going to love it too.
And if you're just joining us, make sure you say hello. Eric is moderating the comments. He can answer any questions you have. And my first question for you is, have you ever played with alcohol inks before? Because that's what we're doing today.
That sounds messy, but fun.
So let's show you these beautiful samples, and then we will get started with Technique of the Week. So I have two samples to show you today. These are different variations of the same technique, and this is playing with alcohol inks to create a beautiful paper. So the paper here is used as a little strip here in the background, and also as the design for the ornaments.
So it looks like you not only did a background paper, but you're using the Krazy Kreation glitter as well, and of course our outline stickers.
Yeah, so look how gorgeous this is. It's very abstract. It's kind of like a watercolor look, but they're alcohol inks, and these are actually done with the refill inks for the Rite Art alcohol markers. So this is the green version I created. And then we have the red or the pink version that I created. And I think this one is my favorite.
Now I noticed that you also have some sort of gold in here. That seems really fun.
Yeah, so those are called Gilding Flakes. And I'll show you how to add those to the alcohol ink background. And then it really plays off some of our microfine glitter paper we used as little accents. So shall we get started?
Let's.
Okay, so the very first thing we will need to do is create the alcohol ink paper. So we're going to need a few supplies, including Yupo paper. So what is Yupo paper?
Yes, what is Yupo paper? It's a very special paper that I believe is very complementary to alcohol ink. It likes to run and stick and have fun. Now it almost feels like a glossy paper, but it's not glossy paper.
I don't know, it's kind of waxy to me, and it does come in 8.5 by 11, but I cut mine up just so they were easier and smaller to use. And I'm actually going to use my tidy tray today because I want to move my inks around, and I thought that would be a good way to do it.
So before we go on, let's just be really clear. This is called Yupo paper, and you spell it Y-U-P-O, correct?
Y-U-P-O. And actually, if you've heard of Yupo or used it before, let us know in the comments section. If you've never heard of Yupo paper, that is what we're using, and it's a specialty paper. You can't find it anywhere.
Okay, but you can find it at Krazy Kreations. But not on our web yet? Is that what you're going to tell me?
It's not available for individual, but it will be in the kit.
Okay, got it.
So the next thing we need to do is we need to choose our colors for the alcohol inks. Now I'm using those reds and pinks today. So these are actually the Rite Art refill inks that we're using. And this is RV17, this is the dark pink. We have R17, which is the dark red. And then we have R03, which is a light red. So you want to make sure that you're using light and dark colors. And I like that you can use these for refilling your pens and also as a different kind of medium on this Yupo paper.
Right.
Two in one.
It's a twofer, and I love that too. And I believe we have another thing in the future we're going to be doing with those refills. So alcohol ink is really fun, whether it's in a pen or in a kind of liquid form.
Yes. So before we start putting those on our Yupo paper, we actually need this is called Alcohol Blending Solution, and it's from Ranger. And this is going to help that alcohol ink glide over the paper because we want lots of movement, and this is going to do the trick for us. Now I prefer to wear gloves whenever I'm doing the alcohol ink because it will stain your fingers. So I'm just going to put on some gloves really quickly.
Oh, so you're going to be like Dr. Jackie?
Yeah. I think there's a TV show called Nurse Jackie.
Oh, but I think she gets in a lot of trouble, right?
Yeah, not this Jackie.
Not this Jackie. I would like to mention, though, when you look at this alcohol blending solution, I noticed that a lot of people do have recipes on the internet how to make something comparable by using certain amount of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and other little tidbits in here. Have you ever noticed that?
No, I haven't.
But I like it when it's all mixed with the blending solution.
Yes. Now they also say that this can also remove alcohol ink if you get it on your table or something like that. So that's always good to know. So this comes in a 2-ounce bottle, which is quite a bit. And we're just going to coat the paper. And actually I like to spread mine with a paintbrush. So I have this one right here. And I'm just coating it so that I'm making sure the whole thing, and I had a little ink on there, but that's okay. The whole thing is nice and wet because that is going to be in our favor.
Now I notice you're using our tidy tray, which we usually use for the glitter. Is there a reason?
I just thought it would be less messy on this table, so I wanted to try it out. Now we're going to go ahead and use our inks to create a design. So you just take off this little rubber stopper, and then you can drip just a few drops, and they're random. And you can see how that ink is just kind of moving outwards. So I'm adding some, I think this is the R17. And the size of the Yupo paper was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, in case you were wondering.
So you just took an 8 1/2 by 11 and cut it in quarters.
Yes. So this is the RV17, the pink.
Ooh.
And then we're going to take some of that blending solution and we're going to put it on top, and then it's going to move even more. We can also lift up our tidy tray and kind of encourage the alcohol inks to move around. You can also take a heat tool and blow it, or you can blow with your breath, your mouth.
I've seen some people take a straw and blow.
You can do that too. They create all different kinds of textures on your alcohol ink when you do different ways like that.
So if I blew with a straw, it would give me a different look than blowing with just my breath.
Right. So you just kind of play with it until you are happy with how it came out. Now you don't want your colors to mix too much into each other or you get brown, right?
Yes, brown is fun, but not for this. We want those pinks, reds, and light red.
So I'm going to move it around a little bit. And I also have a trick. So if you don't like too much white on your alcohol ink paper, I came up with this little trick. It worked for me, but it's definitely not scientific. Putting a little bit of that blending solution on a paintbrush, and then I'm kind of stippling it to fill in the white areas. And it also creates a little bit of texture. The reason I wanted to do this is because I want the whole strip to have color on it. I don't want white around the edges because I'm going to use this on the card and I need the full size of the paper.
You need that corner. Okay, so that is just beautiful. It's so abstract.
Very abstract, really fun to play with. If you like to get artsy and play with different inks and mediums, then this is a wonderful technique to try. So after you're happy with the pattern of your alcohol ink paper, we're actually going to take some of these Gilding Flakes, and these are by Cosmic Shimmer. I'm using Gemstone today as the color. And we're just going to add a little bit of these Gilding Flakes for some extra shimmer. So I'm going to sprinkle them on top of the wet alcohol inks.
And that's how you got that beautiful gold in the paper.
Right, and I'm just doing it randomly.
So this Gilding Flakes is really just gold flakes, but this particular brand has different colors of them in there.
Right, so this one is gemstone. It has lots of oranges, ambers, golds, and some deep purples. So next we need to press these Gilding Flakes into the alcohol ink while it's drying so that they'll stick. Otherwise they will flake off. So this is kind of our adhesive. Maybe I need my gloves off for this.
Oh, now you're going to take them off. I feel like you're Dr. Jackie again.
Okay, so I'm just pressing. You can also use the end of your paintbrush, but I find that a finger works the best. Okay, then we're going to let that dry for a little while.
Okay, and with the magic of video, here it is, all dry.
Voila! So let's zoom in a little bit. So this piece has dried. It does have the flakes on it. After your alcohol ink paper is dry, we're going to take a little makeup wedge or a foam dauber, and we're going to kind of rub those Gilding Flakes until they're flat. Now some of the flakes will come off, but what's really cool is it created a little bit of texture on that alcohol ink paper.
So again, you said this is a what? Makeup wedge? Can we see what that looks like? So you can kind of get these anywhere, Target, Walmart, dollar store, right?
Yes. They're really inexpensive, and I'm just rubbing. And this way it's going to be nice and smooth. Now we do have some of these extra flakes over here, and those can go back inside the jar.
Okay.
So look how beautiful this came out. This is our finished alcohol ink paper.
Beautiful.
I love that it has the sparkle from the Gilding Flakes. These colors are really fun to use. Again, I used R17, RV17, and R03. But you could also use the light pink, which is RV00. So now that we have our alcohol ink paper, we can actually start putting the card together. Now there is another technique in this video, and I was going to let you explain this one. This is paper piecing with our gold glitter paper.
Okay, so let's look at what the gold glitter paper looks like. Do you want to?
So this is the Krazy Kreations microfine glitter paper in the color, I believe I used Sahara. It's a gold tone, and the very first thing we need to do to all of the Krazy Kreations glitter paper is rub it with our fingers. So we're going to do that. And that just makes it shinier and smoother because it is a handmade paper. Next, we're going to take our outline sticker sheet.
Okay, so this one we are using our ornaments, which is number 3074, and it's one of my absolute favorites because it's like an old-fashioned ornament. It also has the chains on the actual sticker sheet.
This is one of my favorite Christmas stickers, and it's number 3074.
Yes. So when you say piecing, what we're going to say is that we only, if you look at the example here, you only want this part to have the gold paper, right?
Right.
So when you put your sticker down, you're actually just going to place it so that you're going to cut just that part out. Is that what you're talking about?
Right, so we only want the gold in that middle section, and we're going to trim it with scissors.
All right, so what you're going to do first, what I like to do is, you could lift it up, but I like to get a smaller piece going just because I find it easier to lift up. Then what you're going to have to do is I'm going to get our tweezers, and I'm going to lift this part up and hold it back while I trim around that line.
So peeling the sticker up, folding it back, and trimming right next to that center line.
Okay, so there we go with that.
So we do a lot of this paper piecing with our paper doll line at Krazy Kreations. If you've ever tried this technique, let us know in the comment section.
Okay, and then we'll get this part. And it's not as important to get the sides at this point because you're going to put it on the other paper. But why don't we just make it a nice clean look? So we'll go around. and then around, and then voila, look what's in the center.
Beautiful. So now we have a gold stripe going across our ornament sticker.
Okay, so now we want the Yupo paper, and I noticed that we're not only going to cut a strip, we're going to put some of these ornaments on the paper. Is that right?
Yes, that way the card really ties together.
And I'm going to go up here, I think. And then we just trim it.
Trim it out. So we're going to follow the black line of the outline sticker. Now these outline stickers will stick to any surface you want. So we're using it on our alcohol ink paper. We used them on glitter paper, but you could actually put these stickers on wood, acetate, vellum, glass, any type of paper you can think of, and so much more.
This is such a beautiful ornament. It reminds me of Easter eggs, how you color Easter eggs.
Oh yeah.
I bet you could use your alcohol inks to create pretty Easter eggs.
This would be a good technique for creating Easter cards, or I thought of another Christmas sticker that would look good with it. The holiday lights.
Ooh, yes. Now you don't really want the paper where the chain is supposed to go, so I'm going to peel that back and we're going to trim that off. And there we go.
So we'll hold it up for you close so you can admire. Look how cute that is. So that ornament is ready to go on the card. So the other two ornaments are done the exact same way, but we are not going to do those for time's sake. Right now, let's just assemble the card. So we'll need our paper trimmer to just cut a strip and create that background piece. Michelle says she was wondering how to use the different colored glitter paper. Not good for her wallet because now she needs some.
That's funny.
And then I think there was a question earlier if you could use the refill inks with your Copics.
You can, but here's the problem is the numbers on the Copics do not match the numbers on the Rite Art marker set. So if you're willing to alter your Copic color to the Rite Art color, then you can. But I don't suggest you do that. I really don't.
No, I would not mix them with your Copics, but if you have the Copic refills, you could try that instead of the Rite Art refills. Okay, so now we're going to cut our strip. I'm at 1.5 inches. Just trim that. That's going to become that piece right there. How easy. So all of this that's left over is for the ornament. So there's plenty of paper. So let's move this. Actually, before we move this, let's go back to our gold glitter paper and just cut a little strip at 1/4 inch.
So the glitter paper can also be used then as an accent piece.
And you can die cut this. You can use it with your scan and cut. You can punch it. There's so many different things you could do. All right, now we're done with the paper trimmer.
Do you need to trim that piece to 5 1/2?
I do. There we go.
Okay, all right, perfect.
All right, so now I'm taking a white piece of paper and using this as my card base. I'm going to take some adhesive, put it on the back of our alcohol ink paper. And what's fun about assembling this card is we made this paper, so it's one of a kind, and it's like a piece of art that we made. And then next we're going to put the gold strip right next to it as an accent piece, just to add a little bit of shine. Now when it comes to the ornaments, we're just going to arrange them and put them on with a pop dot.
Okay, and then we could show how we do the chain, right? So I believe I have a pop dot right here at your disposal.
Is the glitter paper currently on sale?
Wow, did you miss our big Black Friday 4-day weekend extravaganza? It was a lot of sales, wasn't it?
Yeah, we don't have it on sale right now, but that doesn't mean there's not a great price for this kit.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, so I put that on with a pop dot, and what that does is it gives it added dimension. So let's see if I can show you. There we go. And then we'll take our chain sticker from the same sticker sheet, peel it off, and we will place that on the paper so that it looks like the ornament is dangling. So you'll repeat that step 3 times for each ornament. Now in the lower corner of the card, we have a gold sentiment. So the gold sentiment, I forgot that sheet. The gold sentiment came from this sticker sheet right here, and it's not available for individual sale, but it just says Happy Christmas, so I'm going to peel that off. And I thought it went really nicely with the gold accents on the card.
Oh, I agree.
Peel and stick. And then I added a couple of these little stars.
They're also on the sentiment sheet.
And that's all there is to it. So over here I have 2 outlines of the stars, and I took 1 of the negatives. So it's a very easy card to assemble, and I think it qualifies as a clean and simple card. That's a style where there's lots of white space showing on your card, but it's just gorgeous with those colors on that alcohol ink paper.
So I do have a question. You have this beautiful green one. What colors did you use for that one?
The colors I used for the green are 4 different colors. So I used G13, which is a Kelly green, YG29, which is an olive green, and then YG00 and G00 are the light greens.
So basically it's the 4 greens that are found in our 24 pack, but it's the refills.
Yes. A couple questions on our comments here. Did you pop up all 3 ornaments? Yes, I did. So that's what that looks like. And then, do the Gilding Flakes come in the kit? They do not. Those are separate. The Ranger alcohol blending solution and the refill inks are also separate. So at this point, I'd like to know, which is your favorite version of the card? Do you prefer the green version or the red version? Let us know in the comments. And we want to tell you all about this kit.
Yes, we do, because it's so fun. So, like we said, you can make this kit, and we're going to give you the basic paper part, and that would be...
So you are going to receive in the kit a sheet of 8.5 by 11 white paper, and this particular one has a little bit of texture on it.
And it's for the actual card part, not the Yupo.
Right. You're also getting an 8.5 by 11 sheet of Yupo paper, 3 cards pre-scored, 3 envelopes for when you're ready to send the cards, the ornaments outline sticker sheet, the gold sentiment sheet, and a sheet of the gold glitter paper. We're also including some pop dots for you to use on the card. And this is a phenomenal price. It's marked down to $10.15.
Wow, so like $10.
$10.15. It makes 3 cards, but remember, you will need the inks, the blending solution, and the Gilding Flakes if you want to copy this exactly.
So we're going to tell you the colors of the refill inks one more time. So for the pink and red one, it is RV17, R17, and R03. So that's for the pink-red combination.
And you could have also used RV00.
If you wanted to add a 4th one, RV00. And by the way, RV is red-violet, R is red.
And then the greens are
G13, G00, YG for yellow-green 29, and YG00. Again, these are the refill inks, and if you have our 24 pack, why not get those, because eventually you'll want to fill your pens.
Exactly. So that was our technique of the week today. Remember, we showed you how to create the alcohol ink paper, and then we also showed you how to do a little bit of paper piecing with those ornament outline stickers.
Well, I think that was super fun. Super creative. I love that mosaic artsy feel. Once in a while you just got to go crazy and let the color blend the way it wants to.
And it's so much fun because each card, each sheet of paper you make is going to turn out just a little bit differently depending on where you place those little droplets.
And then at the same time, Jackie, like she said, it's keep it simple, looks really nice because your Yupo paper and that glitter paper really is the star of the whole card.
Exactly. So if you enjoyed our technique of the week today, please give us a thumbs up on this video. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for tuning in today. My name is Jackie.
And I'm Kara, and have a rest of the crafty week.
We'll see you soon.